If you like to make your NFL games a little bit more interesting, you've come to the right place. It's the Even Money Podcast with Ross Tucker and Steve Fezzik.
Yeah, Vegas, baby, Vegas. It is the Even Money Betting Podcast presented by DraftKings. The crown is yours. I'm Ross Tucker, former NFL offensive lineman, 5 teams, 7 years. Most of you know this. Back in the booth already again Thursday night with Westwood One for the Steelers and the Bengals. Was just in the booth last night with Kevin Harlan for the Bears and Commanders. Got about 4 hours of sleep, but I am ready to roll on what many people consider to be the #1 NFL betting podcast, primarily because I have the 2-time winner of the Super Contest out there in Vegas, the great Steve Fezzik. Every week, we've got the same routine. On Tuesdays, we'll recap how we did the week before so we can know exactly how we've done, the pros and cons. Are we doing well with teasers or totals? Or are we doing better against the spread? And then now, this is the first year that Thursdays, we also go over line moves, prop bets, parlays, and we have the great Dr. Chow from SixScore.com who goes ahead and gives us all of the injury updates that have proven to be very, very valuable so far this year. In fact, our recap today is presented by SixScore.com. They have an incredible track record of recent years of bets based solely on injury information. SixScore.com is where it's at. You'll hear from Dr. Chow on Thursday's show. Steve, it was very similar for both of us to last week. You know, we did very well against the spread. We did not do well on our totals. And we won more teaser legs than we lost, but unfortunately, the math doesn't work when you're wheeling the teasers. We had 3 of them come through, but neither the Eagles nor the Lions did, and that's the difference between a winning week and a losing week. We start with the Eagles and the Giants, where you had the under in that one, 41.5. For that game. Man, it went way over. I don't think anybody was expecting the Giants to score 34 points. We both had the Eagles, or actually I take that back. I had the Eagles in a teaser leg. You did not. I had the Eagles in a teaser leg with the Broncos, which cashed, the Rams, which cashed, the Seahawks, which cashed. But the Eagles and the Lions, unfortunately, did not. Eagles -1. They lose by 17, Steve. They got blown out.
Yeah, and I was disappointed on the totals because on 2 of the 3 games, I clobbered the line. I got the CLV, the closing line value, more so on one game in particular, and it didn't pan out. It happens. I got to be much more conservative with the teasers. Now that we're grading at minus $1.25, you know, it's becoming more difficult to win, and so I'm going to stick pretty much just to pure Wong teasers where I get all of the 3 and all of the 7 through that corridor.
As a reminder, by the way, we've had a lot of success with teaser legs over the years. When we first started doing the show, they were minus 110. Then they went pretty generally to minus 120 most places. Our sports book that we use, DraftKings, has them up to minus 135. I do have friends that tell me there are other places they can still get them for minus 120. We elected to kind of split that difference and be graded at minus 125 for you guys starting this year. Broncos, Jets. Broncos was a teaser leg down to minus 1.5 for me. Boy, that barely came through. They did not play well. They only won by 2 points against the Jets. Browns, Steelers. You lean Steelers, Steve. I put 1 unit on the Browns, getting 4.5. They did not play well. Interestingly, I only had 3 2-unit bets. They all came through. It was a couple of the 1-unit bets that did not. Next, we had the Colts and the Cardinals. The Colts were laying 6.5. You and I correctly thought there was a chance that Kyler Murray wouldn't play. Dr. Chow was all over that on Thursday, well before everybody else. He was telling us here on the Even Money podcast that Kyler Murray would be out. Here's the problem with us both leaning to the Colts, laying the 6.5. Brissett played better, Steve. Brissett played better than Kyler had been playing.
Oh, absolutely. In Arizona, that was a very well-played game on both sides. So a rare case where you wouldn't downgrade Indy, but you'd upgrade Arizona.
As a reminder, we get new people listening or watching youtube.com/Ross Tucker NFL every week. If we have a feeling on a game, but it's not a full play, we will have a lean for those of you that like to bet on more games. We had a play for the Panthers and the Cowboys. We both loved the Panthers getting the 3.5. You put 3 units on it, Steve. You don't do that very often. I put 2 units on it. Man, I wish I had put 3 as well. It was a best bet that came through. That was awesome. Then we get to Ravens-Rams. I didn't have anything on that game. You had 3 units, Steve, on the over for Ravens-Rams. Over 44.5. The score was 17-3. Congratulations, Steve. That's about as bad of a loss as you can possibly have. 24.5 points.
Yep. Next time, check the weather, which wasn't so good. Wouldn't have mattered. Just a bad pick.
Well, the Ravens defense played much better. They ran the ball better. You know, that was a much improved Ravens bunch. Okay, we move on to Chargers, Dolphins. Another 2-unit bet for me. I had the Dolphins getting the 4.5 because the Chargers are beat up. Dolphins had a great chance to win it outright. They did not. You leaned Dolphins, and then you took the under for 2 units, Steve. Under 44.5. Ends up going pretty far over 29-27.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to matter who's blocking for Herbert. He still finds ways to escape and make big plays.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Seahawks, Jags. So I leaned Seahawks getting the 1.5 because of the spot. Seahawks better on the road. The Jags coming off that Monday night win. And I used the Seahawks as a teaser leg. Both of those came through. So the teaser leg came through. That was one of your teaser legs as well, Steve. So that was a best bet for us, the Rams-Seahawks teaser. And they came through in a big-time way. Patriots against the Saints. I put 1 unit on the Saints getting the 3.5. The Patriots win 25-19. Steve, I think not only are the Patriots good, I think Drake May is legitimately good at this point.
Yeah, Drake May is the winning quarterback. All these recent quarterbacks who I would certainly want him over Bo Nix. I'd want him over anybody that's been drafted in the last couple of years. Just airing the ball deep down the field. Incredible.
He really is. I mean, it is fun to watch. If you're the Patriots, gosh, you went, 5 years without having a franchise guy? 4 years, you poor babies. And now you've got this guy chucking all over the place after you had Brady. I mean, I'm starting to wonder just how good he's going to be because he looks really good. All right, we'll keep it moving so we can get to this week's bets. Titans, Raiders, we had absolutely nothing on that one. Bengals, Packers. I put 1 unit on the Bengals, getting the 14.5 points. Joe Flacco came through for me. He looked pretty good, actually, in the second half of that game. Bucks, Niners. It was just a lean to the Niners getting the 3 points because of the beat-up Bucks. Guess what? The Niners are even more beat up. Now they lose Fred Warner. Devastating. Speaking of devastating, Steve, this is the difference between a winning week and a losing week. The Lions and Chiefs. The Lions were our other shared teaser leg. I had 5 of them. You had 3 of them. The Lions not able to cover the 7.5 as they lose 30-17. It's really simple, Steve. When I have this many teasers in and we wheel them and the Lions can't cover 7.5, we lose.
And it's right there on the final possession, right? To get the backdoor teaser cover. Didn't happen.
Brutal. We had another best bet on the Falcons, getting 4.5 on Monday Night Football. They win outright 24-14. That was a 2-unit best bet for both of us, Steve. And then you leaned Commanders last night. The Bears end up winning the game. So for the week, I was down 4.8 units. You were down 4.9. We were 3-2 on our best bets. But how about this? 2-0 on our best bets against the spread. We've been very good against the spread. It's been some of the teasers that have gotten us. We're 23-18 on our best bets this year. That's a 56% strike rate. That historically has been very good. For the year, I'm down 5.8 units. You are down 20.7 units. We move on to week 7 in the NFL, which is just incredible. More great stuff right after this. Who doesn't love a flash sale, and who doesn't love a new shower? I do. I mean, right now, you can check out their 1-week flash sale, they being America's most trusted home remodeler, West Shore Home, by the way, which ends this Saturday, October 18th. You get a new shower installed by Thanksgiving, or the entire project is free. Some exclusions apply, so see a design consultant for details. But let's get this done by Thanksgiving. I just got my shower, and it's like life-changing. There's like 5 different settings on my shower head to change the water dispersion. I love it. Free installation on all projects, plus save an extra $500 now by scheduling at westshorehome.com/Ross. That's westshorehome.com/Ross. See website for details. I don't know how people live without being able to access all the best games on their phones, especially right now with the MLB postseason, NFL on Sundays, college games. I'm always on my phone going to or from a game, looking at other games. That's why you need to get Fox One. We live for live. Streaming now. They got all kinds of sports over there on Fox One. You can live your favorite Fox Sports moment and watch it live. Fox Live, Fox One. We live for live. Streaming now. All right, Steve, Thursday night, I will be in the booth. It's the Steelers and the Bengals. The Steelers are laying 5.5. The total's 42.5.
So I make the game 6.5, and my gut says the Bengals are going to hang in there, but my power ratings say no, it's the opposite, so I have to pass.
I'm going with the Bengals. I believe in what I saw from Flacco in the second half against the Packers. That was on the road. Steelers, for whatever reason, historically have not been good on Thursday nights. So we'll see. They look pretty good against the Browns, but give me Flacco and the Bengals. At worst, I'm hoping for a backdoor cover. 2 units, Bengals, plus the 5.5. Sunday morning, it's the Rams laying 3 against the Jaguars. The game is across the pond, and the total's 45.5, Steve.
Yep, so I'm going to go under 45.5 for 2 units. I don't know Puka's status for the game, but he's critical to the offense. And Jacksonville absolutely laid an egg offensively against Seattle. So I get the key number, the hook on 45. I'm going under.
I am with you on that. Jags, Rams, under 45.5. It doesn't seem like there's usually that much scoring in the London games either, Steve, anecdotally.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of them also trend towards 38, 41, 42 type of points. Yes.
And it's always like rainy and the field is slick. Puka Nacua makes a huge difference for the Rams. Their defense looked pretty good against the Ravens. Jaguars +3 is also a 1-unit bet for me because I think they're more used to playing in London, and also no Puka. That's how the Rams run their offense. So Jags +3, just 1 unit because it's not up to 3.5. And then I'm with you on the under. That is a best bet, under 45.5. Let's talk Eagles against the Vikings. The total's 43.5. The Vikings are getting 2.5, Steve.
Yeah, really good spot for the Vikings coming off their bye. Eagles are absolutely a mess, so we'll use the Vikings in teasers. I'll also play the Vikings. I think the Vikings are going to win, so I'm going to play the Vikings +2.5 for 2 units also.
Wow. I'm not going to go that far, but I am going to use them as a teaser leg. Now, I'm not sure yet whether or not these teaser legs are going to be 2 units or 1 unit. So stay tuned. It probably depends, quite frankly, on how many of them I do. But I'm definitely with Steve, as the Vikings are a good teaser leg up to +8.5. So that's a teaser leg best bet, at least. What about the Patriots laying 7 against the Titans, who fired their head coach? Totals 42.5, Steve.
Yeah, they may have fired their head coach, and I'm supposed to bet on them, but I'm not willing to do so. O-line is healthy. Finally, for the Titans, they're still the worst offense in the league, and I love everything the Patriots are doing. I make this game, I make it 9. So I'm going to use the Patriots in teasers, my second teaser leg. Yes.
Ooh, okay. So Steve is teasing the Patriots down to -1. Oh, I kind of like that, Steve. I'm going to do that as well. New England -1. Man, I'd be surprised if they lost that game. New England -1 as a teaser leg. It's trending towards only doing 1 unit teaser legs right now because I think I'm going to have a bunch. That's a best bet teaser leg. What about Panthers? They're at the Jets. The Jets are getting 1.5. Totals 42.5, Steve.
So the Jets, I would say, are unbettable at this point. I refuse to play them. You know, I had an epiphany when you're interviewing coaches. I think you should ask the coaching candidate, you have the ball in midfield. It's 4th and 1. There's 30 seconds left. You're out of timeouts and the clock is ticking. What should you do? The obvious answers are let the clock run down to 3 seconds and throw a Hail Mary, or let the clock run down to 8 seconds and run an out pattern. Letting the clock expire is not a good answer. Glenn is just completely overmatched with his staff. I refuse to bet on the Jets, so I pass.
You know, Steve, I was so tempted to take the Jets as a teaser leg. I can't do it. I cannot do it based on what I'm seeing from Aaron Glenn, what I'm seeing from Justin Fields. It'll probably come through. They'll probably lose a close game to the Panthers, but I would not enjoy that. It would hurt my enjoyment trying to watch the Jets cover a spread. What about the Raiders and the Chiefs? The Raiders are getting 11.5 big ones. A lot of respect out there for the Chiefs right now, Steve, at 3-3. Totals 45.5.
So I usually don't venture into these games, the double digits. I won't here, but I will say this. The Chiefs and Circus Survivor, which I'm still alive in, they have a Thanksgiving game and they have a Christmas game. Don't care. I've got other options I can play. I'm going to take my win this week and just take the Chiefs for my Survivor pick here this coming week. Chiefs are my number 1 rated NFL team right now, despite being 3-3.
Wow. That is big time. Number 1 rated team despite being 3-3. And guess what? They get Rashee Rice back this week, arguably their best weapon on the offensive side of the ball. The Chiefs could be ready to really take off here and go on a run. I got nothing there. I guess I would lean Raiders just because it's that many points, to be honest with you, but that's all it is a lean. What about the Dolphins getting 2.5 against the Browns? Totals 40.5, Steve.
I'm not going to use Miami in a teaser. I'm very worried about the locker room, what's going on. I think it's a high variance game, and I could see that Cleveland defense getting a defensive score. I'm going to pass this game.
Ooh. You might have talked me out of it there. I am a little bit worried about the locker room as well after Tua's comments after the game, and then losing another close game like that. There is the potential that they could lay down in this one. I, too, will just lean. If you can lean to a teaser leg, I'm leaning to a Dolphins teaser leg, just like the Jets, but I'm not going to do it for the same reasons Steve isn't, and also the same reason for the Jets. I just can't do it with the Dolphins. I'm worried that they might just fold at this point, and that Mike McDaniel's days might be numbered. What about the Saints? They're getting 5.5 in Chicago against the Bears. Totals 46.5, Steve.
Boy, it's just too many points. And the Bears are a little fat, drunk, and happy off a Monday night win. 1 unit on the Saints.
Totally agree. This is a terrific spot for the Saints. Spencer Rattler has proven to be a competent quarterback. He's played, I'd love to see where you have him rated, but he's played fine this year. And now the Bears coming off short week, another thrilling field goal victory at the end. This is going to be a dogfight for them. Giants are getting 7 points at the Broncos. Totals 40.5, Steve.
Feels like a lot of points. Denver's coming back from London, but actually on my power ratings, I make Denver higher. So because of that, and my gut says the Giants hang in there, I'm going to pass this game.
I'm going 1 unit on the Giants, getting the 7 points. It's a bad spot for the Broncos coming off playing in London. Now they're going to come home and play right away. Giants had extra time to rest and prepare for this one. That's a big difference, that rest differential for Denver coming all the way back from London versus the Giants having a Thursday game. And the Giants have some real momentum. Give me a unit on the Giants plus the 7. Colts, they're plus 1.5 at the Chargers. Totals 48.5, Steve.
So, of course, if the Chargers were healthy, they'd be the better team, but they're not healthy. Should be a shootout, should be close. I don't know if I trust the Chargers to get that many points, though, with their O-line issues. I'm going to tease the Colts in what should be a 3-point game.
Totally agree. Colts are my third teaser leg. So far we have Vikings plus 8.5, New England minus 1, Colts plus 7.5. All 3 teaser legs are best bet teaser legs right now. Steve and I sharing a brain. What about the Packers? They're laying 6.5 on the road at the Arizona Cardinals. Totals 44.5.
Boy, I'm going to wait for plus 7 on Arizona, and if it hits, that would be a bet. I make the game 6.5, so I can't just play plus 6.5. Lean Arizona.
Yeah, I would have a heavy lean to the Cardinals as well. My guess is they're going to pull one of those, hey, let's wait till Kyler Murray's 100% thing, and Jacoby Brissett starts again. I bet she plays pretty well again. And the Cardinals getting 6.5 at home, that's a strong lean to Arizona plus the 6.5. What about the Commanders laying 2.5 on the road at the Cowboys? Totals 54.5, Steve.
Should be a close game. Have to play Dallas in teasers. That's all Dallas does is play close games. Their offense will keep them in it, so Dallas teasers.
Agree 100% with everything you just said. And the Commanders, short week, Monday night game, devastating loss. Love the Cowboys plus 8.5 as a teaser leg. We're 4 for 4 with our teaser leg so far in terms of agreement. What about the Falcons? They're getting 3 points, totals 45.5. They play on the road against the beat-up Niners.
Not sure the Niners are any better than Atlanta. I don't get this line at all. We're going to fire now. Atlanta plus 3, 2 stars.
ATL plus 3 is just 1 unit for me. That Fred Warner loss is significant. I'm only going 1 unit. If it was 3.5, I'd be going 2 units. 1 unit for the Falcons. It's still, though, is a best bet. Monday night, we have a doubleheader. I think, Steve, it might be our last doubleheader of the week. The Bucs are getting 4.5 against the Lions. Total is 53.5.
Yeah, the one thing about the Lions, I know they're an over team, but they do want to get after it with the run, and they got away from it because they got behind. And when you have a 53.5 total, you can have very little punting and you can still go under. You look at what happened with Kansas City and Detroit. Tampa has injuries on offense. I know it's going to be a shootout. I still think it can stay under. I'm going under for 2 units.
Under 2 units, the 53.5 for Steve. I'm going to put a unit on the Bucs plus the 4.5. All they do is play close games. And yeah, they're beat up, but the Lions got Brian Branch suspended for the game for punching Smith-Schuster after the game. That's a big loss to not have Brian Branch. So I like the Bucs plus 4.5. Just 1 unit there, though. What about the Texans and the Seahawks? Texans are getting 3 points. Totals 40.5, Steve.
I'm really not sure how good Houston is, where they had that great win against Baltimore, and Baltimore obviously a shell of themselves. My power ratings say I should be betting Houston, but Seattle's been playing awesome. This line's going to go up. So at 3, I'm going to pass.
It would just be a lean for me to the Houston Texans. Steve, let's go 2 units on all the teasers. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. We only have 4 legs. That makes sense.
4 legs, 2 units. We're doing it. Remember, you can get all of our bets in black and white. Patreon.com/RTmedia. See the vaunted spreadsheet. Patreon.com/RTmedia. Other than that, good luck, everybody. Hope you guys check out Thursday's show and win some money.
Thanks for tuning in to Even Money. Make sure to also check out the Ross Tucker Football Podcast, Fantasy Feast, and College Draft, all on the DraftKings Network, YouTube, or subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platform.